Alright guys, welcome back to Ravenport. I believe this is episode 9, and today we're starting things off near our horses, which we did toward the end of last episode. This is just the following morning. I was over here and I did a little bit of leveling off, and I know that's kind of uneven still. But I was looking at the sheds here because we're gonna need a place to store the food and the bales and the straw and the hay bale, all that stuff. So I was looking at that, and I realized that we're gonna need something over here to keep all that kind of in one spot because I want to try and stay organized here. So I was looking at this here. We can actually put this pretty far back, and it looks like it'll kind of terraform or landscape the edge here. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick that thing down, and we can take a peek here. Yeah, that came out pretty good. We can obviously clean this up here. We can put the trailer back into there, and I'll make this look prettier as far as the grass and stuff goes. I just don't want to take up a million minutes of time here trying to get this all nice and pretty when I can do that off camera. So I'm going to stick this straw spreader in the shed here. I think this shed is going to be a really nice place to just store stuff as far as bales, and we can actually put oat and stuff in here too when the time comes for that. And I do see those pallet forks there. I almost ran them over. So we can stick this, we'll stick it over here in this bay. And on the end bay here, we can stick bales and food. If we come into our animal stats, you will see that we are running pretty low, so we're going to have to kind of bulk them up and give them some more hay as well. We do have more hay bales over there, so that is not a big deal. So I'm going to stockpile these guys with as much. I'm going to max out all of their needs here, so that while we're gone, the workers shouldn't have to do too much in the light of feeding and stuff. Now, I will say the worker, we're kind of just pretending here. The worker does not actually, or she only trains them every night. They do not feed them or give them water, as far as I'm aware. It'd be pretty cool if you could pay them extra to do that, but then it kind of takes out the labor of owning animals. So it's still a really good mod. I'm very happy. I forget the mod maker's name, but you know who you are, and you're amazing. So we'll take these straw bales over there. See if I can get 2 at a time here. I think they're probably going to require somewhere in the neighborhood of 4 total, but I don't want to take more than I can handle here. Alright, and we will look through our dirty window glass here as we attempt to give these to the horses. And it looks like they took that one. I believe if we just let this one go, they will take it. Yep. So if we check our animal stats here, we're doing pretty good on hay. I think they'll probably take 1 more bale, and then it looks like they probably are going to take somewhere in the neighborhood of 8 to 10,000 liters of oats. So we'll have to, of course, buy some more of that. Okay, so I just gave the horses 1 more bale of hay here, and it looks like we're pretty much as high as we can go. I don't think it'll take another bale. So we just need to take care of the oat situation. If we go back over to our yard, I was going to get the trailer so that we could buy multiple bags of oats here. But I noticed that it is full of junk. And by junk, I mean it has half-used bags of limes and seed and fertilizer that I've kind of just been keeping there so that it would be out of the way. So we're going to have to unload some of that. I think there's even a straw bale on there. If we come up here and take a look. Oh yeah. It's kind of like my miscellaneous trailer. So we can take, I might just I tell you what I could do is I might just drive this over behind the shed here, and just push everything off of it and deal with it later. Because I am in a rush to get out of here. The beach is calling my name. So we can just pull up here and drop that, and then I'm just gonna literally come up and give everything a nudge right off of the trailer here, if I can do so without causing too much damage. I guess we can keep the straw bale on here as kind of a prevention for piercing the bags. I'm not too concerned because what we can do is pull up the lime spreader to these bags and fill it up and then unload them. And yeah, that'll kind of clean them up for us. As far as the seed goes, our seed drill could probably take another bag of seed anyway, so we'll take this over there and put it in our shed so that if the horses need it while we're gone, it's right there for the worker to give to them. It is going to be very nice when we can afford to either have a skid steer or a forklift, or the forklift I should say. Just something smaller that can work easier around the yard. The tractor is obviously gets the job done, but it's so big that it makes stuff difficult sometimes, because backing up and pulling in is very it's very, I don't want to say clumsy, but it's just so big that it's hard to work in small places. So I'm just going to strap this straw bale on here. I think that should hold the horses over for a little while. That might not be enough, I'm not sure. Worst case scenario, the worker can come up to the store and get some more horse food for us. Of course, I put the trailer in the most awkward position. Alright, and we only have one more bag to go, and then we can head back to the horse paddock and give them as much food as they can possibly take here. I'm pretty sure this isn't going to max them out, but I don't have a whole lot of money, and I know I don't want the bank account to go into a negative balance. Alright, and then we can put a strap on this guy, not get back in the tractor. I was trying to put a strap down. There we go. And we jump off there, and we can make our way back to our horses and hopefully get the load there in one piece. So, being that I am a big spender, as you can see our bank account is at only $16,000. I'm sure you know this by now. I already have the money spent, or at least I have an idea of what I want to spend the money on, or what we should spend the money on in my opinion. I want to buy more horses with the money that we get, but I want to expand Field 18 over there. I would like to invest in some forestry equipment, as far as like a chainsaw and maybe like I mean, we could haul them on this trailer possibly. I was gonna hope that these bags would empty on their own. That is kind of nice. But what I was saying is we could actually, if we come into our map here, we're gonna have to do a little bit of landscaping, but we can basically extend this field all the way around in this area, because up here is just trees. I know our yard is here, but actually this is probably going to end up moving to over here, and this is mostly flat anyway. I do want to plant some of this field here, oat obviously for the horses, and that's what we're going to be doing when we get back. But I would do it now, but I don't have time. I just want to at least get this get the horses taken care of before we leave. So if we come into our animals here, we've only filled them not even halfway, a third of the way. Wow, they take a lot of oat. We're gonna need a lot more, but as you can see, they have had one night of training, so they are definitely increasing in value, because originally they were only worth 5,000. So that value is gonna only go up. Um, but we can actually get one more bag of food here. I didn't realize this bag didn't dump. I actually had to come into the horse paddock here because the bag of food that I was trying to put in there dumped over the side, so we'll just back out of here. Alright, we can close those up. Believe it or not, that tractor actually does fit through there. I did bump the post coming out, but we're good on that. So, as a final head count for our horses' food, we're kind of average, I guess. I can't really afford anymore, so I'm going to hold off on that. But I'm going to pull this trailer in here and just get this out of the rain in case it rains. And we can just pull it straight through. And I'm just going to leave the tractor as it is. Alright, and that should do it. Our horses are pretty good. I think I'm going to head out so I can get an early drive here. I've got a long drive ahead of me to get to the tropical paradise that I'm going to. But I will see you guys in a week. Alright, I am back after a long 9-day vacation. It is, we left Sunday and it is now Tuesday. So it's been a while that we have been away. But I have some good news. We did have to take, I was looking at my finances here, we did have to take, I believe, $15,000 more on our loan here to cover expenses while we were gone, as far as paying the worker and the actual loan on or the interest on our loan. But our horses have maxed out in their value, so they're each worth $50,000. So we will be selling these today, and me nor the worker has had to do anything as far as feeding them or giving them water. They are obviously running low, but we are going to deal with that today. So it's good to be back. I had a great sandy vacation, and I am looking forward to making a good profit off these guys. So the very first thing I think we should do is actually just sell these. So I need to go and visit the animal dealer and talk to them about selling these guys. So I will meet you guys over there. Alright, and we are at the animal dealer. They have agreed to give us $50,000 for each horse here. So I'm just going to move them all over there. It's going to be a $1,200 transportation fee, but that is all good. I do want to buy I want to buy 8 more horses here. I think that's what our paddock can hold. Yeah, so 8 more. So basically we're making $156,000 profit off these guys, not including the cost of the paddock itself or the food and the water and all that. So yeah, I'm going to make this transaction. And once again, we have breathed life into our bank account. The very first thing I'm actually going to do, however, is spend a little bit of money. I'm going to repay this loan until we have $100,000 left. So now we only owe $255,000, and we still have $100,000. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab these really quick. It shouldn't take but a few seconds. I think there's only, I know there's actually no, we gave that straw bale to the horses, so that is no longer over there. So we can pick, or no, it is over there. My bad. I stand corrected. I know it's kind of hard to make out. I don't know if the bit rate is high enough for you guys to see that. It's on the horizon there in the corner. But it should be in our way, so I'm just gonna grab these bales here and take this over to the other field over here. And what we can do is stick the John Deere on the planter and get that going on oats. Shouldn't take very long. It's not a very large field anymore now that we've cut it down. So I'm just gonna pick this one straw bale up here and turn the motor off on this, and I'm gonna go and get the John Deere. Alright, I have a little bit of a surprise for you guys. I've been talking about buying one of these forever, and I have finally purchased it. Can you guess what it is? And we finally have a pressure washer. I am so happy about this because these tractors are filthy. I figured we could buy one little piece of equipment now that we've made a decent little profit on our horses. So yeah, this will be so nice. I'm gonna, as we bring our tractors over here, clean them off so that we can finally have clean tractors again. This guy's almost cleaned off. Surprisingly, the front loader arm here takes the longest to clean, it seems like. And I think, I love that they, if you can see that little bit of paint right there on the end of our pressure washer one that's like chipped off. If we actually take these forks here and repair them using our workshop, it like repaints them. I think that is so cool. So we can get rid of that. And I just want to see this really quick while we're here. If I said what I said is true. If we back this out and then try and get out here. Nope. Just wanting to do the tractor. Let me back this away. And yeah, so if we repair these, it costs $1. I don't even know if you could buy the paint to do that for $1. I'm gonna grab the bag of seed that we dumped. I believe we have a bag of seed back here. I could have been wrong. It could be fertilizer. No, it's a bag of seed. I'm pretty sure that's seed. Yeah, I knew I wasn't crazy. So this will be good. We will have a field of oats that we can harvest. And it seems like they didn't eat that many oats in 9 days. I think they only ate like 4,000 liters of oats. So that is a good thing. So I'm actually gonna start it on this side because I forget how rugged the edge of this field is. I think I'm gonna do the edge over here so that the worker doesn't get confused. And if I can back this up here, turn the seeder on, and of course unfold it, and this should plant oats. And yeah, so I'm gonna bust the edge of this field out real quick so that the worker does not get confused. So this will be nice. We're doing 3 things in one. We are planting, de-weeding the field, cultivating, and well, actually no, this does not fertilize. We could be doing 4 things in one, but we didn't buy the premium planter. So I did check. This field does not need anything other than just really to be planted and fertilized right now. It doesn't need lime. It doesn't need to be plowed. So we're gonna get a pretty good yield out of this. Hopefully we'll get enough oats to hold us over for a while on the horses. Eventually I'd like to just have one big time harvest to get like 60,000 liters of oats so that we can be held over. I know this field is not going to yield 60,000, but it would be nice to have a field that was big enough that we could. If we expand field 18 big enough, it might give us near that. So I'm going to stick this guy in a worker so that we can actually go clean up field 18 because it's, as we speak, full of bales. Okay, so I just want to grab the remaining bales of hay here. And I know this is kind of going to be a mixed load, but I'm going to bring it over to the... I think we're just going to try and store all of our bales over there for the time being. I actually, if you guys saw earlier, there are quite a few bales in that shed there that we can look into bringing over there. And I believe this is our last bale of hay. I cannot get the names right for whatever reason. I give up. So yeah, if you look to the left here, there's a lot of unused field here. We wouldn't have to smooth it out too much. It's just a matter of getting these trees out of the way. And I believe I saw at some point that the sawmills had a great demand. I think that was while we were away. Um, but I think the sawmill, assuming we don't sell there very much, will get great demands quite often. So we can either do wood chips or the actual trees. I think it might be easier to do wood chips because some of these trees are not like this kind of tree here. I don't know what kind of tree that is, but it's very difficult for those to be loaded up and transported because they're awkward shapes. So I'm just going to take this over to our shed here, and we can check on the worker to make sure that she is not driving over the horses. Looks like she's getting along just fine. I don't think this bale collector here is short enough when it stands up to actually not hit the roof. We will see. I think it's going to be too tall when it stands on end, which isn't a big deal because we can just push the bales in there using the front end loader of the tractor. Yeah, that is definitely going to be too tall. So I think we might be hitting the roof here. Yeah, it's invisible, but it has a hitbox. Alright, so we should be able to just push those in there with the tractor. I say that, it's probably going to be more complicated than that. But I don't want to drive over our crop here, if we can help it. I was trying to get the side thing here to come up. There it goes. So yeah, it'll be nice when we can have some sort of dedicated hay bale storage and grass bale and straw bale for that matter. So the grass decided to not grow while I was away, it appears. I think it's because I had the plant growth turned on as slow, but it's no big deal. We have plenty of I'm not sure why my GoPro laying on my desk here decided to turn on. Okay, I put the GoPro away. I don't know why that decided to turn on. That was kind of creepy. But we can just kind of set this up in here for the moment. I would like to actually look into buying a chainsaw to start felling some of these trees because I really do want to get some of this field cleaned up here. I would feed the horses some oats and stuff, but I need the John Deere to be able to do that because it has the front end loader. But I was looking also into possibly buying a telehandler here. Now the issue is they are very expensive. I like the Massey Ferguson there, and the Manitou is pretty nice too. But I mean, we could go with this kind of style here too. But I don't like the articulated front setup there as much as having a normal setup. But in order to get rid of these trees, we do need a chainsaw. So I was gonna go for the Stihl MS261 there. I'm actually a big fan of Stihl. They make really good power equipment in real life. I've used a few of their weed eaters and blowers. Their blowers are amazing, especially the backpack blowers. They are very comfortable, and they get the job done, I would say. And not that it matters in Farming Simulator, but the motors and Stihl run very well. No, Stihl did not pay me to say this. I'm just stating the my experience. So there's our chainsaw, of course. We can look at it. It did magically appear in our hand from the store. Amazon delivery drone. Yeah, so now that I can stop ranting, we can actually, man, the bushes are very thick in here. I think what we can actually do here is come into the landscaping mode here, and we can just smooth this land out so that the bushes disappear, so that because it shouldn't cost us really any money to do this. Okay, so I've cleaned up most of the bushes on our property here. This I'm gonna have to look into how to get rid of. Either pay somebody to get rid of it or bulldoze it over. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. But other than that, I've actually removed quite a bit of bushes here, and we really only paid, I think, less than $1,000 to do it. So that is, I would say, well worth it. So if we can just get all of these trees here and extend our field, we can have almost double the size of this field, and we could keep the we could convert all of this to grass and keep this as some sort of crop, maybe even make it oats, and then purchase another field the next time we sell our horses, because now that we have 8 horses, we're going to actually make close to 400,000 if I can do math. And at that point, we'll probably buy a trailer and all to negate the transportation cost. So I do want to just start felling some of these trees. I just came over here for 1 second before I started chopping down trees to see how she was doing, and she's getting along just fine. Another thing that I want to check really quick is how the horses are actually doing, because I know they do need stuff. As I said, we will take care of all this once the John Deere is finished here. It shouldn't take too long. We just need to get some water, which we already have sitting over there, straw and hay we already have over there, and we just need to buy some oats. Okay, so I think I'm going to try and get the straighter trees out of here first, and we're also going to have to either lease or purchase a stump grinder for the tractor, one of the tractors. So if we can just cut this down. And I believe the direction in which your chainsaw goes is where it falls. So I'm trying to kind of keep them all out of the field in the event that it does grow and we want to mow it. Yeah, so then we can also do this number here. We can come on the tree and cut all the branches off. Yeah, it's kind of finicky trying to get all the branches here. Normally, there we go. Normally you can just walk right down the tree and get most of the branches. Alright, so I've cut down a few trees here. I didn't want to do it like a time lapse because I think it would make you guys dizzy. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trees cut down, I believe. So that definitely opened it up a lot more. So we're going to have to either load those up and take them to the sawmill, or chip them or something, and then get rid of the stumps here so that we can plow over this to make more field. These kind of trees here are definitely going to be a challenge, because I have tried to do them in the past on other maps and they are just, yeah, you'll see. But I think the John Deere is done over there. In fact, I can see her. So I'm going to go grab that tractor so that we can go get some horse food and take care of these horses. So the first thing I'm going to attempt to do is even out the stack here by taking some of these away and just giving them straight to the horses, because they need straw and hay anyway. If we can line up without tipping these over, that would be really nice. Kind of come off nice and slow, maybe level those out. Alright, there we go. And we can bring these over to the horses over here. I'm sure they are looking for some food. There you go. Okay. So if we check our stats here, we need a lot more. We do have a lot more horses, so and by a lot more I mean we have double the amount that we had before, so they're definitely going to take more stuff. Yeah, this is what I mean here. It'd be really nice to have like a something like a telehandler or something smaller, just to be able to maneuver a little bit better with repetitive loading and unloading. In the future, we could store our hay and our straw as not baled, so we could get like a loading wagon and dump it somewhere. It's just an idea, but I just wanted to check this. So yeah, they're definitely going to need more. They're probably going to take all of our bales of straw here that we have. As I almost knocked that over, saved it by getting lucky there. All right, so I gave pretty much all the straw bales that we had to the horses there, and I was just getting this bale of, hay bales. I was trying to get this bale of straw off of the trailer here so that we could take it and buy a ton of, well, actually I don't want to buy too much because this field should be ready to harvest in a few days here, and I don't think they're gonna, well, that bale is being a pain in the butt. I don't think the horses are gonna use that much, so I'm probably gonna buy like 4 bags and just stick them on there, and then when we get back we can shred some straw for them and give them that. I would like to just get the hard job out of the way here. I did park the planter. As you can see, our field is actually already growing with weeds, it appears. In fact, let me check this. So somehow some of the field has grown more than that little chunk, I guess. And there goes my GoPro again. I guess he's he's in the video today with us. So yeah, that has weeds, so we're gonna have to de-weed that. So I'm actually gonna slow down time here so that the weeds don't progress too much. So we can just head over to the store here and grab some feed for the horses and give them some water and shred some straw, and then I believe that will be it. And then in the next episode, I would really like to tackle the situation in Field 18 here, as far as getting a bigger field opened up, because we're gonna need more land to. The issue right now is we're running out of area to actually do arable crops in, and I don't want our farm to be completely livestock. I do want to have kind of a healthy balance of both, but until we get some more money, it's kind of hard to balance between them because of how expensive land is. So if we go into the store here, and wrong section, if we buy some oat bags, I'll buy 5 bags for now. I think that'll hold us over. I know I put 5 bags in there last time, and it held us over for, I think, 9 days, so I think we should be alright. So you guys will be watching this video on Wednesday if you watch it the day that it comes out. My plan is this Saturday there's going to be a very special video that's going to go up. I've been talking about it, and it's been delayed because when I initially started making the video that I'm talking about in question, the plans for the video were not as detailed as they should have been. I didn't want to put out a sloppy video just to get it out there, so I decided to kind of push it back because I'd rather give you guys something that you can actually enjoy watching as opposed to just putting out crap. I kind of try and do things that other people haven't done or aren't currently doing because I figure people like to watch different things. So it's not really a secret. It's a top 5 tractor video, but I had to do a whole bunch of stuff to set the video up and get it all right. It's really nice, and it's coming out nice right now. I've showed a few people to get their opinion on it, just to see if I'm kind of headed in the right direction with it, and I think it looks pretty good so far, and I'm pretty happy with it. I still have a decent bit of editing to do, so it's not quite done yet, but I'm hoping that it'll be up on Saturday, the 2nd of February. Hopefully you guys can get a minute to take a peek. and let me know. So the really nice thing about this is we just pull up and most of this just dumps right in there without us having to unload. I think it's the right side that's going to do that, so we're going to have to swing around and hopefully the rest will. I know it was starting to empty out there, but I don't think the other one is going to do it unless we do a U-turn here. Yeah, I'm not sure why the front bag here tends to not empty. So I'm going to park this up here. I'm not even going to attempt to back this thing in because it's got the drawbar that is not in a fixed position. It's on an axle itself, so I'm not even going to bother with that because you guys have seen my backup skills and they're atrocious. So I'm just going to do it I'm going to get out of it the easy way here. If I can not ram the trailer with the forks, there we go. Yeah, I'm not sure why. I'm not sure if it's like a locking script in the front that's keeping it from emptying, because I did unstrap it and it didn't want to empty, so hopefully it'll empty out here. And if we come into our stats, I think my phone keeps going off. I'm sorry, guys. If we come into our stats here, we should. If we come into our stats here, it looks like we only need to put straw and water for them. I'm not going to buy any more OTA, as I said, because at the moment they're fine, and OTA's really expensive to buy as opposed to farming it. So I'm going to hook up the straw spreader here and see if I can't give them a little bit. Yeah, I think the straw spreader is mainly best with round bales, and we don't have any round bales, so at the moment it's all we can do. If I can empty here, there we go. I'm not sure if it's gonna shred the bale or... Okay, there it goes. Alright, now we can check our horses. It looks like they're gonna need a lot more straw. So we can just set this down and detach from it. And this thing is really nice because it actually comes with its own set of bale spikes. So we can just pick up a bale here and not wreck into our other bales. And this is kind of finicky because, again, I think it's made for round bales. So it's kind of an awkward setting of the bale on top. If we kind of drive up to it and aim right. Alright, I managed to get the bale on there, so if we can shred that, I think it will fill up nicely here. That'll probably take us close to the top. Yeah, definitely. So we'll give them this. And in the future, I think we might actually just buy a small, if we look into the loading wagons here, if we buy the smallest loading wagon, which is 46,000, we might be able to just, because I know you can dump the straw as opposed to shredding it. It might be a little bit easier, but I'm taking the lazy way out, so I don't know. So yeah, we're pretty close to full there, so I'm gonna just give them some water, and that should really be it. I have no clue how much water our Joshkin has in it here. Hoping it has at least half. Oh yeah, it's got plenty. I was thinking it was almost empty from the last time that we fed the horses. So we can just back right on up. I did run into the crop there and it didn't seem to destroy it. Just to prove a point here, because I keep having to check for myself. Crop destruction is on. So I'm not, it's kind of weird in how it determines when the crop is destroyed and when it's not. But on a side note, the water is being given to the horses, so we can check on that, and it looks like we're full, and I know the oats are not looking too good, but as you can see, the horses are actually worth less than what we purchased them for, which is kind of strange. Um, but I guess that's how it goes. I guess in the beginning they were not worth that much. They depreciate when you buy them. But I think I'm going to wrap it up here, guys. It's been a pretty good episode. Had a great vacation, and our bank account is looking good again. So, well, not good, but it's looking decent. So I really appreciate you guys watching, and until next time.